Hi, I'm Joyce Daniels, and when I was a child, my grandfather, we called him Baba, Baba told great stories on different topics. But I'm sure it's not only Baba who told stories. I bet your mom, your dad, perhaps your own Baba or Mama tell stories, right? There is a young man whose name is Ayo Oyeku. His mother used to tell him stories about the wind and how the wind can whisk a person away. Now he has written his own story about a girl named Mafoya and her quest to win a race. Here is a story based on the book Mafoya and the Finish Line by Ayo Oyeku.
Ayo Oyeku is a writer of prose, poetry, and screenplay. He made an early mark in 2004 when his first children's book, First Among Equals, was selected by World Bank for distribution across schools and libraries in the country. In 2015, his young adult novel, Tears of the Lonely, won the Ezenwa Oheto Prize for Fiction by the Society of Young Nigerian Writers. In 2016, his poem, Reeds on the Rivers, was nominated for the Pushcart Prize. In 2018, he emerged as one of the multiple winners of the Golden Boba Prize. In 2019, he won the Anna Prize for Children's Literature for his book, Mafoya and the Finish Line. He recently published his 7th children's book, The Legend of Atauja. Ayo Oyeku is a member of Society Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. Besides writing, he loves traveling and telling stories.
Hi, my name is Ayo Oyeku, and I'm the author of the award-winning book Mafoya and the Finish Line. Childhood was great, childhood was fun, and one of my childhood experiences was returning home from school and having to climb a hill before getting home. Every time I had to climb the hill with my brother, we often experienced a whirlwind gathering at the top of the hill. Whenever we saw the whirlwind, we would run home to our mother. She would say, "That was great. If you had waited, the whirlwind could have carried you and your brother to a strange land." That experience never left my memory, and as I grew, it became a story. And that is the story that we have in this book about Mafoya, a young sprinter who was the second fastest in our town. Amina was the fastest, but Mafoya was the second fastest. By being tired of being the second fastest, Mafoya looked for a way to cheat to victory. And I'll be reading from the second chapter of this book, so follow me. The stadium was noisy that morning. The sun peeped from behind thick grey clouds. It was not just the 100-meter sprint that was scheduled for that day. It was also the grand finale of all sports activities that had been carried out during the week. On the last Friday of every month, people who work for the state authorities, scouts, fans, and family members would troop into the stadium to watch the finale, which was followed by an award ceremony. Mafoya was up early. She beamed mischievously through breakfast. Hot pap and bean cakes were her favorite breakfast, but that wasn't why she was smiling. She had thought up a trick to help beat Amina in the 100-meter sprint. The smile on her face did not fade as she poised on the starting line beside her co-athletes. Spectators placed bets, certain Amina would beat Mafoya this time. Families were divided. Members of the Marigold team stood nervously on the sidelines, wishing and hoping for Mafoya to win. "On your marks," the sportmaster yelled. Mafoya placed her stronger foot in the front block and the other in the rear block. Through the corner of her eyes, she watched Amino place her hands behind the starting line, ready to dart off at the slightest sound. Set, the sport master continued. Mafoya raised her hips higher than her shoulder, just as the other sprinters did. Like they had been taught, they all kept their heads in the neutral position, aligned with their spine. Mafoya looked up for a moment. Spectators, hundreds of them, were having their eyes set on the sprinters. The sportsmaster blew the whistle and the crowd roared. To everyone's amazement, joy took an early lead. Members of the Hyacinth team screamed, waving their small blue flags. Then Irene suddenly picked up speed. The Coronation team's top sprinter had just started to enjoy the sound of the crowd roaring her name when Mafoya and Amino sped past her. Everyone was on their feet to see which sprinter would win. Mafoya's eyes were fixed on the finish line. Without warning, the weather in the stadium changed. The sun vanished from sight, and the clouds grew darker. A strong, abrupt rush of wind enveloped the whole stadium, gathering force as it moved in an inward spiral motion, causing the air to spin and spin up and up towards the clouds. Within seconds, an enormous whirlwind hovered over the racetrack and headed towards the 4 athletes that were running. Mafoya's eyes were still fixed on the finish line as she was running. Everyone screamed at the girls to flee the racetrack. 3 of them did, but not Mafoya. She kept on running. She was so focused on winning the race that she kept on running towards the finish line. When she was about 10 meters away from the finish line, the whirlwind that was moving caught up with her and lifted her up on her feet. Mafoya could hear people screaming as she fought to wrestle free from the whirlwind's grip. She could make out tiny heads in the stands. She was powerless against the whirlwind's strength. It turned her round and round and upside down, spinning her higher and higher until she vanished from sight, swallowed up by the angry clouds. With that, I've come to the end of chapter 2 from Mafoya and the finish line. Thank you. I know some of you are wondering what a whirlwind is. A whirlwind is more like a violent windstorm that moves in an inward spiral motion that gathers dust and papers and leaves and all sorts of things. It gathers it from the center up into the clouds. Actually, a whirlwind cannot carry a human being. Sometimes people also call a whirlwind a tornado. Now, some of you are wondering what must have happened to Mafoya after she was caught by the whirlwind. She was taken to a strange land where she met a strange woman and some talking animals. That kingdom is known as Musanga Kingdom. Mafoya met with King Zamzam, the king of the animals, who told her that for her to return back to the human world, she would need to race against some of his fastest animals. How did that happen? Did Mafoya succeed? Was she able to return to the human world? You will need to get a copy of Mafoya and the finish line to know how the story ended.
The wind may not be be able to carry you away, but it is good to always run for safety when the wind, rain, or other natural elements threaten. This is the Akada Children's Book Festival 2020, curated by Clever Clogs Books. And guess what? The Clever Clogs app is now available on the Google Play Store. The app is perfect for children aged 2 to 6, and it teaches how to tell the time, how to tell colors and shapes. From time to time, free books are added to the app. So, after this festival, hurry! Check out the new app, ask an adult to download it for you, and then give us your feedback so that we can make it even better for you and everyone. See you in the next segment of this festival. But before you run along, don't forget to fill the feedback form. Now, let's see who's been paying attention. Who knows where to find the feedback form? Can you guess where it's hidden? Oh, you found it! Well done!
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
So I want it to be the kind of song where there's something that's just making you smile and laugh.
Hi, my name is Olubunmi Abodere Talabi, and I'm here with the Happy Tunes crew. We have created some nursery rhymes and some other child-friendly songs. We hope to do 6 songs as part of this year's Akada Children's Book Festival. That's the biggest book festival specifically for children here in Nigeria. So we had the first edition of the Akada Children's Book Festival last year, and it was a huge success. I remember there was this child there that described the event as book heaven. Here we are, despite the pandemic, despite COVID, doing yet another Akada Children's Book Festival. But of course, this year we're doing everything online, a virtual children's book fair. Hope to see you there, October the 30th and the 31st. For more details, you can check cleverclogsbooks.com. And I want to say a big thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you once again, Wazobia and Clout Studios. We're very grateful.
We're gonna read, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna play.
and you do the action.
Milk, milk, drink milk.
I want to be more brainy, I want to be more brainy.
Fish, fish, eat fish.
I want to run farther, yeah, I want to run farther.
Carbs, carbs, eat carbs.
I want saturated, I want saturated.
Water, water, drink water. Greens, greens, eat greens. Fruits, fruits, eat fruits. Milk, milk, drink milk. Fish, fish, eat fish. Carbs, carbs, eat carbs. Water, water, drink water. Balanced diet, balanced diet, balanced diet, balanced diet. Greens, greens, eat greens. Fruits, fruits, eat fruits. Milk, milk, drink milk. Fish, fish, eat fish. Carbs, carbs, eat carbs. Water, water, drink water. Balanced diet, balanced diet, balanced diet.
Clever Clouds Books. Books that inspire, excite, and entertain children, parents, and teachers. Visit clevercloudsbooks.com to buy your copies today.
Going to the supermarket, gonna get some groceries. Going to the supermarket, gonna get some groceries. Going to the supermarket, gonna get some groceries. Groceries for everyone. Going to the bakery
To get some yummy pastries. Going to the bakery to get some yummy pastries. Going to the bakery to get some yummy pastries. Pastries to fill my tongue.
Going to the farmer shop to
Get canoe and zobo. Going to the farmer's shop to get canoe and zobo. Going to the farmer's shop to get canoe and zobo. Drink is to make me strong.
going to the poultry shed
To get the freshest egg is going to the poultry shed to get the freshest egg is going to the poultry shed to get the freshest egg is my favorite one.
Clever Clouds Books. Books that inspire, excite, and entertain children, parents, and teachers. Visit clevercloudsbooks.com to buy your copies today.
Iwebi, my Little final. My books. Give me books. Oh, my books. Ìwé mi. Àkókò. Little final. Ìwé mi. Àkókò. Little final. Little final. Give me books. Oh, my books. Say you go read. I go read. Say you go learn. I go learn. Say you go pass. I go pass. Say you go shine. I go shine. Give me books. Oh, my books. Ìwé mi. Àkókò. Little final. Ìwé mi. Àkókò. Little final. Little final. Give me books. Oh, my books. Ìwé mi. Àkókò.
Yeah, we'll be looking at object art, like I discussed earlier on. Remember, illustration is the combination of lines, shapes, and colors to express or show the content, the intention of an author. Today we'll be looking at objects like your common biscuits, okra, candy, carrots, to create objects that will, formation of objects to create the illustration that will express what the author is saying. Now we want to create an object. Let's use this as the face of that character. We'll be creating or illustrating a character. Then we'll be using biscuits to form the eyes. I've already done this so that we will not wait for the glue to stick before using it, just to manage our time. So you just put your glue on it depending on what you're using, like this, so that it will stick to the material that we will be using. So we can use this as the eyeball, then stick it. You need to be careful. Remember, I'm just using this. You can use anything. You can use metal objects to create what you want to create. Then we're using this as the pupil. Then remember, the choice of your object should be strategic in order to form colors that will make your work interesting. I have carrot here, ready sliced into two to give us the feel of a nose, like this. Then we have the okra already sliced. So we can have something like this to form the mouth. The seeds there appear as the teeth. You need to be creative enough to come up with concepts that expresses or create the illustrations that express the content of your object. So we have something like this. You can also deploy the use of spectacles. Just be creative. Because of our time, we only have something like this. I don't know, maybe the camera captures it clearly. Turn it this all the way around. You understand? So this is the eyeball, the pupil, the nose, and the mouth. You can have hairs, maybe attachment tied to it, and give the character a name. You can give this character the brown box head man. You understand? the brown box head man. You can use metals, you can use anything, you can use clip to create it. It's all about your creativity. It's all about your creativity. So we have the brown box head man. You can also call him maybe Mr. Carrot Nose Man. You need to be creative. Then after creating your objects or your character, it is properly snapped or scanned into the system and used as part of your illustration for the story. Remember, textile materials can also be used like Ankara to depict a whole lot of things. But because of our time, I want it to be simple. I want you to have that confidence that you don't need to break the bank to get objects to use. Common things can be used to illustrate. Thank you.
Hi, girls, boys, parents, and teachers. My name is Joyce Daniels, and I love to read books. It is good to read books. It's even better to read books properly. So how do you read books properly? When you read, make sure to pay attention to what the book is about, what the title is, who wrote the book, who published the book, what year was it published, what you like about the book, and also share your reading with others. Here is Ebinemi to tell us more about reading and reviewing books and what they do at Kids Book Review NG.
Hello everyone, my name is Ebinemi Abitimo and I'm from Kids Books Review. Kids Books Review is all about reading and reviewing books to inspire children all around the world, and it's also promoting the reading culture. I've been reviewing books ever since I was very little, around 3 or 4. I love reading books so much, and that's why we do it. I'm so excited to be part of the Akada Children Book Festival this year. Even though we won't be there in person, it will still be online from the comfort of your device. I hope you have a lovely day and stay safe. Bye! Hello everyone, my name is Tonya Bitamo and today I will be talking about I Am Not Naughty. I really mean it for Akada Children's Book Festival. The author is Basirat Razak Schwaib, and the main characters are main characters are Ayo, his parents, his sister Lola, his classmates, and teacher. This book takes place in his classroom and in his home. Okay. Ring! Oh, it's morning again. Now I have to wake up and get ready for school and have my shower too. I don't like having showers. The water is either too cold or too hot, and it makes me wet. I don't really like getting wet. Wet means sticky and ew! Just like that clay I have to play with at school. Ayo, are you out of bed yet? Asked Mommy. Remember, if you don't do what you have to do on time, you will be late for school. At breakfast time, Mom served Ayo first. Here, bread and egg and some fruit. Just how you like it. Mom always serves Ayo first, thought Lola, Ayo's sister. She doesn't like that Ayo gets all of Mom's attention every time. Ayo is obsessed with numbers and loves counting. He takes 2 bites of his bread and starts counting his fruits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you stop counting and eat up? Asked Dad, who was also having breakfast. Ayo wasn't paying attention. Instead, he wanted to see if he got more banana slices today than he did the last time. Ayo, stop counting and get on with your meal, please. Before Dad could finish, Ayo had rushed off the table to the room, spilling his breakfast as he got up. He wanted to go and get his counter. He didn't want to hear his dad's instruction and forgot all about getting ready for school. Wow. Mom and Dad and Lola sighed. These meals are quite difficult, Dad said. I wish there was something more we could do. Mom, looking tired, cleared up the mess and went into the room to help Ayo get ready. There was no time for Mom to finish her breakfast. Lola wished she could have more time to talk to Mom and Dad about her school. At school, Ayo sees 2 kids from his class. Good morning, Ayo, they both said. What am I meant to say back? Is it hello, or good morning, or how are you? Maybe I should just say nothing so I don't use the wrong greeting, Ayo thought. But then the children didn't understand. Instead, they thought he was the mean kid in school. At math time, the teacher wants all of the children to sit nicely and listen. Please raise your hand if you would like to speak and I will call you, the teacher said. I don't like sitting nicely, Ayo thought. I like moving. Sitting makes me uneasy. This mat is too woolly and it scratches my skin. Maybe I can just move a little to the side where there is no mat. And a little bit more and a little bit more. Ayo, called out the teacher. Please sit nicely and pay attention. Okay, thought Ayo. I could try a bit harder this time. But just then he remembered his favorite TV program, Know Your Numbers. I really like that program. Last time I knew most of the answers. The trickiest question was 5 plus 5 and the answer was 10. Ayo said 10 out so loudly that all the kids turned. The teacher thought he was answering her question, which was 6 plus 4. He doesn't give us a chance to answer any math question, said another kid who had been called to answer the question. He's always blurting out the answers. You need to raise your hand and wait to be called before answering any question, the teacher said to Ayo. Now let me just skip to the end because I don't want to spoil the middle part for you because it's very interesting. At the end, Ayo had 2 friends, and I shall show you the 2 friends. These are the 2 friends that Ayo had at the end. And when it was the next day of school, The teacher puts Ayo at the front so then he doesn't get distracted. And they found out that it was not his fault that he wasn't listening. It's because he had something called ADHD, which stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. If I was to rate this book from 1 to 5, I rate it a 5/5 because this book teaches just many things. And my favorite part in the book was when he made friends. And my least favorite part was when he spilled his food. Now I'm going to tell you some of his behaviors at home and at school. Spilling his food, not listening, not sharing toys, or giving others a chance in class. Ayo is the boy everyone gets tired of, So those are his behaviors. And then the teacher fixed the behavior by putting him in the front class, as I said. Once again, my name is Tony Bitamo. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Hello, welcome to the Akada Children's Book Festival 2020.
My name is Adeshina Mobulurin.
My name is Mojulu Adeshina. Today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite books. My favorite book is The Greatest Animal in the Jungle, written by Shokpe Martins. What's your favorite book?
My second favorite book is Tribes Apart, written by Mojo Adeshina. So what do you like about The Greatest Animal in the Jungle?
Okay, what I like about The Greatest Animal in the Jungle is the main character, which is Afuwe. It teaches us that we should always be ourselves and not somebody else. What do you like about Tribes Apart?
What I like in Tribes Apart is when Abu the Hausa boy and Ara the Yoruba boy save baby Amara from the burning house.
Okay, that sounds cool.
If you were to rate the book out of 5, what number would you rate it?
Okay, if I were to rate this book, I'll rate it 5 out of 5. What would you rate Tribes Apart?
5 out of 5, not because you're my sister.
That sounds nice, but I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Do enjoy the rest of the festival. Bye!
I hope that after that session, you are inspired to read more books and share with your friends. You can tell us what you love about the festival in the chat section and through the feedback form. Can anybody tell me how many book exhibition stands we have at the festival this year? Do you want to know the answer? I can't hear you. Okay. The best way to find the answer is to take a browse through the online book exhibition and simply count the booths as you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and type your answer into the chat box to find out if you got it right.
Hello friends, my name is Esty. Welcome to Dance with Mommy, Daddy and Me by Dance Rappy. Now I'm going to be teaching you a step called the Skeleu. Grab mommy, grab daddy. Are you ready? Are you ready? Great, let's dance. Now to the learning part. The first step, you squat. The second step, your hand movement, your right hand moves forward and your left hand stays on your waist. Right hand forward and your left hand on your waist. Then the hand movement goes like you're wiping a glass. Just go 1, 2, right and left. And right and left, and right and left. Now the third movement, the leg goes 1, 2 on your toes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Now combining the 3 steps together, we have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 2 and 1 and 2. And And that's the dance called the skelewu. I hope you get the dance. Now we're going to try it with music. Are you ready? Let's dance.
Like a light, to the right, to the front, to the back. Skelewu, 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 skelewu. Okay, what is the plan? I have met all of your demands. Say you want to dance, you want all the money from my bank.
My name is Olajumoke Adamolekun. We're here at Cloud Studios in Victoria Island doing a recording, Happy Tunes. My name is Olubumi Abonere Talabi, and I'm here with the Happy Tunes crew. Happy Tunes, Happy Tunes, Happy Tunes series of recording for children, and we're even doing it with children for the Akada Book Festival that is coming up in October. Because here we are, despite the pandemic, despite COVID, doing yet another Akada Children's Book Festival. Thank you once again, Wazobia and Cloud Studios. Hey, it's very great.
Hello everybody, my name is Farida Ladipo-Ajayi. I am a children's bookstore owner and a literacy advocate, and I am very passionate about African themed books for children. And that's why I'm going to be talking about all of these 10 books for children. I'll talk about them one at a time and I'll ask a question at the end. So listen and watch carefully. Our first book is Idara the Inquisitive Girl. This book was written by Idoma Situmo. It's a book about a girl's journey to womanhood. So we meet Idara and her friends and all of the changes they are experiencing, the questions they are asking. So it's part a graphic novel, part a chapter book. It's got lots of information about transitioning into womanhood. Questions about menstruation, what you need to do, your cycle, counting your cycle, all of those kind of things. And I think it's a very important read for every girl. Boys too who want to understand girls should read this as well. It's good for children from age 8 and above. So that's for Idara the Inquisitive Girl. Our second book is Drama Queen. Drama Queen was written by Sefiata. We mostly know Sefiata for her adult titles. This was her first, and I think it's still her only children's title. And this is a book about a 12-year-old girl and her journey in boarding house. So if you ever went to boarding house or you have any plans of going to boarding house, you're going to enjoy the story. And I feel like if you have any child who's reluctant to go to boarding house and you share this book with her or him, it would stir up some interest in boarding house, because the way it's told is really very interesting, from the friendships to all of those events that happen, the slangs and all of those things that you get to experience in boarding house. You find them in here. So this is a chapter book. So even if the girl in the story is age 12, I think that children from age 7, 8 above will enjoy the story. So that's the second book, Drama Queen by Sefiata. The third book is Double A for Adventure. This book was written by Anissa Daniel Nico. Anissa was 10 years old at the time when she wrote this book. And this book was shortlisted for Nigeria Prize for Literature in 2019, which is amazing. So it's a fantasy novel. It's also a chapter book for age 8 and above. It's got a few pictures. So this is a book about two sisters who found out that their dad was in some kind of trouble, and all that they did to try to get him out of that situation. So all the twists and turns, there's so many hooks that you want to find out what happened next and all of that. So it's a very interesting read. So that's our third book, Double A for Adventure. Our fourth book is Anike Eleko. So don't worry about the fact that the title seems like it's a Yoruba book. It's a book written in English. It's got a few Yoruba words thrown all over the place, but essentially it's a book written in English. It's a graphic novel, super interesting read. Every child I know who has read this book really enjoyed this book. So it's a book about Anike and her journey to getting a scholarship. She had to work really hard. If you can see at the back, she's carrying a tray that has Echo on it. So yeah, she had to work really hard to get this scholarship. So it's a book that teaches us to be very diligent, because Anike was extremely diligent in this book. So children from age 6 will enjoy this book. Our fifth book is The Prize, very similar to Anike Eleko. This is also a book about getting a scholarship. So this one is a chapter book now, a proper chapter book. It's got a few pictures. It was written by Akachi Adimora Ezigbo. And in this one, Oyema and her twin brother wanted to enter for a scholarship, but Oyema's father felt that her brother had a better chance because he was a boy and he could go on to be a doctor, but Oyema was better off at home in the kitchen, and he basically refused to allow her sit for the scholarship examination. But with the help of her teacher and her mother and every other person who believed in her, she was able to sit for the examination. We need to read it to find out what happened. So that's the fifth book. The sixth one is Mina and the Birthday Dress. So this is a picture book. Children from age 2 will enjoy this. So it's a book about Mina, who was celebrating her birthday and trying to find the perfect birthday dress for her birthday. She went through so many colors of dresses, and she didn't like any one of them, but she finally. So it's a book that I think that young children, especially toddlers, would enjoy, especially toddlers who have celebrated their birthdays at one point or the other, because they get to relive all of those memories, how I looked, how I felt on that day, all of the nice things going on around me. So that's our sixth book. It was written by Ndidi Chiazo Enemo. This is another book. This is our seventh book. Beam Explores Africa. It was written by Simidele Doshekun. This book is about Beam and how she explores Africa. So we see the different countries in Africa. We also see also get to experience a bit about the climate, geography. So I feel like I would describe this as a geography lesson in a story. It's got great pictures. It's also a chapter book as well, but it's got really good pictures. So chapter books can have pictures. They may or may not have pictures. So when I say chapter book, it doesn't mean that it just has chapters without pictures. They may or may not have pictures. So you get to experience Africa with Being in this book. Our eighth book is Afro the Girl with the Magical Hair. This was written by Okechukwu Ofili. And if you look at this book, you will see that there's this girl. She's got this really big hair that occupies everywhere. And this is about this girl who was in a kingdom called Yakiland. And in this kingdom, straight hair was very popular, and they used to import straight hair. But this girl was comfortable in her own hair. She wasn't wearing weaves like all of the other individuals in the kingdom. And at some point, it was difficult to get these weaves into the Yakiland kingdom. But remember that this girl had become really comfortable with her own hair, so she wasn't really bothered by the fact that she couldn't get weaves. So the queen of the kingdom envied her so much, because everybody's panicking, but you are so comfortable. So it's a book that encourages children to feel comfortable in their own skin, appreciate how they look, appreciate how they are, and all of those kinds of lessons about identity. So this is also a chapter book. It's got pictures as well. Remember that I said chapter books have pictures. Our 9th book is Hair is a Family Affair. The author is Nigerian, but it was published by a Nigerian author, so it's really African themed. And this book, in this story, the girl gets to see that different people have different kinds of hair. Boys, girls, even people from her family, people in her classroom. So it's essentially a story about diversity, getting kids to see that all of us, every single one of us, is very, very, very different, and to learn to embrace everybody's differences. So you won't say, oh, because this person isn't as smart as I am, then you can't be my friend. So the book is about getting children to see how diverse everybody in the world is. It's a picture book, phenomenal picture. And children from age, for this one, children from age 4 and up will enjoy this story. The last book, the 10th book, is Bella at the Markets. This was written by Ajayi, and it's a book about Bella and her time with grandma. She went with grandma to the markets, they came back and they prepared food, so we get to see like a Nigerian market setting, Nigerian food preparation, all of that about Nigerian culture. So, and it's also a picture book as well. So that's for our book talk.
Everyone, my name is Chema Mera, aka Chigol, and welcome to Gigglebox on the Akada Children's Book Festival. Yes, we're going to be giggling, so let's get started. Why can't you give Elsa a balloon? Remember Elsa? Why can't you give Elsa a balloon? Because she will just let it go, let it go. That's why you can't give Elsa a balloon. What did the 0 say to the 8? Think about it. What did the 0 say to the 8? The 0 said, 8, nice belt. Aha, get it? Get it? Get it?
Akada Children's Book Festival. Akada Children's Book Festival. Hello everybody, go and tell your friends, something's about to happen. Hello everybody, go and tell your friends, something's about to happen. Yeah, in the Akada Children's Book Festival. Tell your friends, something's about to happen. It's the Akada Children's Book Festival. Yeah. We're gonna read, we're gonna learn, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna play. Akada Children's Book Festival. We're gonna read, we're gonna learn, we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna play. Akada Children's Book Festival. Yeah. Akada Children's Book Festival. Akada Children's Book Festival. Hello everybody, go and tell your friends, something's about to happen. Hello everybody, go and tell your friends.
Clever Clouds Books. Books that inspire, excite, and entertain children, parents, and teachers. Visit clevercloudsbooks.com to buy your copies today.